Okay everyone, it's time to move on to maths. Today we're going to be looking at comparing and ordering fractions less than 1. So let's dive right in. So we've got 1/5 and 4/10. And we need to find out which is bigger. Now to do this we need the denominators to be the same, but how would we do that? So some of you might remember this from when we've done it previously or in previous years, and some of you might need a little refresher. So we need to find the related denominator or the common denominator. So here it would be 10 because 10 is in the 10 times table and 5 can multiply into 10 as well. Sorry, 10 is in the 5 times table and 5 can multiply into 10. So if I were to do 5 times 2, it would give me 10. And if I were to do 1 times 2, that would give me 2. Okay, so now that they're the same denominator, I can see that 4/10 is bigger than 2/10. So if I were to use my greater than, less than, equal to symbols, my crocodile would be eating 4/10 because that is the bigger fraction. Same with this fraction underneath, we've got 3/4 and 1/8. So the common denominator there would be the eighths because 8 goes into itself and 4 goes into 8. And again, nice and easy, this is a case of 4 times 2, which would give me 8, and 3 times 2, which would give me 6. So now I've got 3/4 is equal to 6/8. And which is bigger, 6/8 or 1/8? Well, that's nice and clear to see. 6/8 is bigger, so my crocodile would want to eat that fraction. Okay? Now then, let's look at this in the form of a representation. So we've got to finish the model to show 2/5 and 5/20. And compare them. Dogs, it's just the postman. It's just the postman. Calm down. Thank you. So we've got to show that 2/5 and 5/20 and then compare them. So as you can see, these grids have been split up into 20ths. Here's 5/20, nice and clear, which means we need to change 2/5 into 20ths. Well, if I times my denominator, 5, and times it by 4, that will give me 20. Whatever I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. So if I do 2 times 4, that will give me 8. So 2/5 is the same as 8/20. Now I don't have to do anything to 5/20 because it's already in the 20ths. I don't need to change it at all. Okay, we don't need the denominators to be different. We need them to be the same. So now if I highlight 8/20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can see that that is showing both 2/5 and 5/20, and I can compare them and say that 2/5 or 8/20 is bigger. We've got the same here. We've got, this time without a representation, we've got 3/4 and 5/16. Okay, so 5/16 we don't need to do anything to it because we're going to change 3/4 into something 16ths. To do this, I do 4 times by 4 gives me 16. And then I have to do the same to my numerator as I've done to the denominator, so I'm going to do 3 times 4. Okay, so 3/4 is equal to 3 times 4 is 12, and of course 4 times 4 is 16. So 3/4 is the same as 12/16. I can see that 12/16 is clearly bigger than 5/16. So my crocodile will be eating that one. Okay, now the final part. We've got to match the fraction with its representation and put them in descending order. So this time it has given us the representations again. It has put them into 18ths. So one of these will obviously say 11/18ths because we don't need to change that fraction. One of them will be equivalent to 8/9, and one of them will be equivalent to 2/3. So I can tell by counting across that that is 11/18ths. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12/18ths. And this one here is 16/18ths. Well, I know to get from 9 to 18, I need to times by 2. Therefore, I'll be doing 8 times 2, which will give me 16/18ths. Okay, so that one goes there, because that's also 16/18ths. This one, to get from 3 to 18, I have to times by 6. And that means I also have to do 2 times 6. Which means 2/3 is the same as doing 12/18ths. And A does show 12/18ths, so that would go there. So now I've got my three fractions with the same denominator, it's easier to put them into the descending order. So I know that 16/18ths is the biggest, so that will go at the top. And then descending, going down, we'd go to 12/18ths, and then we'd do 11/18ths. So we know that 8/9 is the biggest fraction, followed by 2/3, followed by 11/18ths. We've got the same sort of question here, but without the representation. We've got 4/12, 3/6, 2/3, and 6/12. The common denominator there would be the 12s. Okay, so I don't have to do anything to these two fractions because they're already into 12s. 3/6, I would do 6 times 2 is 12, which means I'd have to do 3 times 2. So I'd get there a fraction of 6/12. And here I've got 2/3. So that would be 3 times 4 gives me 12. So 4 times 2 is 8. So that would be 8/12. And again, if I was asked to put this into descending order, I can see now that 8/12 is my biggest fraction. 2/3. I've got two sets of 6/12, so I can put them whichever way around I want. So 3/6 is equal to 6/12. And I've got 4/12 as my smallest fraction. Okay, and that's all there is to it. You have got a varied fluency sheet and a reasoning and problem solving sheet today. If you're on bronze, you're on the red star, silver is the blue star, and gold is the gold star. Please do the varied fluency sheet first because that will just make it so much easier for you. Don't get stuck straight away because you've started the reasoning and problem solving. If you need any help, please email us and let us know. And yeah, have fun.